What's going on, everybody? Youngskittlez here. What we're looking at here is a 7-segment display. That's right. Something I've been working on for a while now. I've actually initially built this once, did a tutorial on it, was editing that, and decided to scrap it because I got an idea of how to change the redstone to make it a little less derpy. Basically, this is the newest design here. You can see where there's 2 of them over there, there's 1 here, there's all this for later on, and then there's the 2 designs here. This one here is the initial build that I first did, the first one, with all this derpy redstone. The footprint for this is 12 tall, 6 wide, 3 long, or 10 long, or deep. And the newer design is actually just 1 block taller. So, but it is a little bit better as far as the processing goes. Because we got this here, not pushing to 4. I may have broke some of the redstone here. In fact, I probably did. So I'm not even going to worry about that because I know I did, because there's not a piece right here. And that means that, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, let's see this old version in action now. Let's just not touch that one then. Okay, apparently I broke it beyond repair. I don't know. But the new one here, well, with the old one here, the left 2 vertical displays here, there's these 3 here, and then these 3 here, always were on a delay, and they took longer to show up or render, or however you look at it. And with the new design, or well, with the new redstone wiring, that fixes that, and that puts everything at the same rate, and it works a lot better. And I like it. Yes, there's going to be a tutorial. It's going to be broken down into 3 sections. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say 2. The first section will cover the how to do. I guess there's 3 parts, but it could really be put into 2 or 1. Either way, it's all going to be in this video. To skip ahead, check the annotation on the screen now to skip ahead to the appropriate viewing point. First, we're going to take a look at the redstone wiring under this, and I'm going to try to do this as best as I can. But it's just cleaned up. And if we take a look over here, we can compare the old bit of redstone, which you may have seen me tweet out earlier last night, or late last night rather, that I've changed some stuff up. And on the right is the old wiring, and the left is the new. And I gotta tell you, the left is a lot smoother and less roundabout. It works better overall. So to see this in action, what you would do is this button here would be your input block, or really, I guess it's still a little derpy, or any adjacent corner here. Well, preferably this side or the wall here. That way it doesn't interfere. We'll just cycle this through just a few times just to get an idea of what it looks like in action. Mind all the piston firings. And this is done in the latest snapshot. Well, not the latest, as 32A came out yesterday, but 31A here. And not that it makes a difference, but it's just kind of something I always wanted to do. So this is what it looks like in order. And you can also hook this up and put multiple of these together to create a larger view. And we'll get on to how to do that. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at how to do the redstone for this. The first part of the build process is to figure out where you want your display to display, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with I always start with a 3x3 square. You probably won't need it, but we're going to go ahead and use redstone lamps and outline a figure 8 like that, and fill these blocks in with any solid block. And this is where your display will be showcased. Next, we're going to come off to either side and just build 2 blocks out, just like that, both the left and the right. And that is your wall done. Place a button here for input reference, and then we'll come under that button, place a block down. You can remove that block, a piece of redstone, not a comparator, a repeater, piston or sticky piston with a block on top, piston with falling sand or gravity enabled entity. Then we're going to go with another repeater here, come out 2 blocks, go up 1, have dust running along that, and then along this, I think it's that one. I'm going to fly over here and take another quick look and not mess it up. Actually, this one here has this redstone, and okay, I was going to do it the right way. I've built this so many times, I should know what I'm doing, right? Alright. Alright, we're going to come down. 1, 2. We're going to come a third, a fourth. I believe that's it. We're going to have redstone dust, 2 redstone dust, and a repeater. And then we're going to come off this side, just like this. We'll do 1 more, a block up, and a block here. And we're going to have a repeater on 2 ticks, 3 pieces of dust, and leave that one on the first setting. And then we're just going to run redstone dust up that like that. And then we're going to come over on this side, another repeater, put it on 3, so both sides should equal out. And we're going to have redstone dust. We're going to come up a block, out a block, and up another block, and just line that with redstone dust. And that is not all that we have to do, because we have to come out 1 more block, I believe. It looks like over there. I'm going to fly over and take another look. I'm going to tutorial myself here. But yes. Dust, block down, no block, another piece of redstone dust, block up, and the 1 block I forgot to put in my inventory, any old half slab will do her. Right on that, like that, and that's not what I want, so let me do this, and that, and redstone dust, and that is your redstone bit done. That will control everything. Next, we're going to take these regular old pistons here, and we're going to place our pistons, and we're going to place 1, not there, 1, not there, 1 there, and we're going to have another there, and we'll just do that. That'll be easier. I'm trying to hit a little hitbox, and there, and that's your piston tape reel. Now, however, this is only 1 layer of 8 layers, or 7, depending if you want 1 or 2. I'm going to go ahead and do 8 layers, so 8 of these pistons, just like that. Once we have our piston tapes in line and set up, what we're going to do now is we're going to take these half slabs, and we're just going to run them along all the top half like this. You definitely won't need to do all of them. However, do that there. You will need to, because you'll be alternating like this, and just knocking that out. So you kind of have this pattern going in. And you'll repeat this on all your pistons, just like so. Come out, and then the easy way is down. And then just, again, knock that out. And do that, I'll do that for the next 2, and be right back. Once all of that is done, you're going to take some redstone dust and just run it all the way down all the slabs, just like so. And the at least input, or the piston tape reel portion of the redstone, is all done. Next, we just need to fill in the piston tape and then wire that up to an output, which would be this here. Next, we're going to move on to the piston tape reel. And I suggest for this is to make place your pistons last in this case. It'll make it easier. So, for instance, like right now, if you're doing this in survival, I would take out all the pistons so you actually can walk in here and you can kind of see what everything's going on, so you can get it right. That's just my preference. You don't have to, but it will make it easier again if you're in survival. So let's take a look at the piston tape and see how we code this thing so it actually gives us those nice numbers as an output. Taking a look at the actual finished product piston tape, you can kind of see what I mean, how it gets kind of clustered in there with the pistons in one corner kind of blocking, and by the time you get the output redstone wired up, in case you, when you go to beta test it and see if it works right, which if you follow this tutorial you will not need to test it, you will just need to use it. But yeah, it does get a little clustered in there. So I have each section here broken down. The cauldrons represents cauldrons filled with water, even though they are empty, and the glass represents glass. And the pistons represent your piston tape. And now each layer, is raised up accurately. So I'm just going to do a little quick F1 mode flyover for layer 1 here. You will put your pistons in this order. Well, you're not your pistons. Well, pistons are already in order, possibly. But you put your cauldrons and glass in this order around each layer. So here's layer 1. You could pause here if you need to. You might need to. I would definitely need to if I did this again. I've built this 36 times and still can't get it right. This is layer 2 here. So we take a look. We got layer 2. And that's it. It's primarily cauldrons. Just one bit of glass. Layer 3 here. We can pause now. That's layer 3. Layer 4 is here. Another one that's a lot of cauldrons. Just like that. Layer 5 is right around the corner. Layer 5. This is layer 5. Layer 6 is as such. And optionally last, layer 7 looks like so. And if you want to do more than one of these, you'll move on and do layer 8 here, stumbling on my words a bit, and layer 8 is just one cauldron, and this is set on 0. So by default, if you would fill the correct cauldrons with water, or well, if you fill all the cauldrons with water, the way you set up your output display, your output piece portion of the redstone would be it would show 0 and would trigger your next display to a 1. So every time it hits 0, it's going to trigger the next one and keep the chain going. So technically, if you had the resources, you could keep this going and calculate the number of times you push a button. It'd be a practical use, right? Not really. But yeah, that's it. That's the piston tape reel. And you just build that up inside here. And I say all that's left is we move on to the output of the lighting. So let's get on with that. Once again, I have broken everything down to kind of make it a little bit easier to see what's going on and how to place things. Because once you get to this point, this becomes even more chaotic than the piston tape, especially in survival. Because you'll have tons of breaking and removing of blocks. So if we go over here and assume that our piston tape is in, even though I have not put it in, what we're going to do is get out of F1 so I can see what's going on here, and grab some cauldrons and some glass. Your cauldrons would run along here, and you would have 4 block space to display, to send redstone from this cauldron using a comparator into one of these sections here. Oh, well, that's broke now. This isn't going to work. Crap. So, what I've done is I've made 8 sections here, and you can kind of see going along here where, you know, this same guide, your piston, and then you got 3 blocks, and then your cauldron. So the first layer that you're going to want to do, and these are in order actually of the 8 layers that they go up. So from looking at it this side, right to left, you'll see layers 1 through 8 down there, and coming back here, it reads like a staircase, sort of. I'm just going to pause over each section of this, and this will be piston 1. If you want to just copy this, I'll actually get a little side take on this. I guess piston 2 is kind of in this one too. But yeah, here's pistons 1 and 2. Again, the bottommost, and then one just staircasing up. Here's number 3 and number 4. Let's go down a little bit. Yeah, that's redstone dust under there. Here is number 5, and I'm going to block off some of 6 because this is the interesting point. So that's all that is. Number 6 uses a sticky piston and a redstone block, and it kind of it's up high and it powers down. So there's that. Number 7 is going to be this here, and there's nothing on that block there. That's just a block, and that's that. There, it's a good angle. And then number 8 is going to be your daisy chained output to trigger another one of these displays. So it looks like that. So that's it. That's all of the redstone for the output, everything for the input, the piston tape array, and you put one of these together, and the final product looks like this here. So this is what it should look like. Not that light though. After we've built it, this light here just indicates that on 0, you know, it's going to trigger the next one as well. Here you can see the complete dimensions. That's including redstone dust on the top of a block and the block holding the redstone dust underneath it. So if we cycle through this now, you can kind of see. I don't know if the glitchiness or the timing of the lights is from snapshots or from recording lag, but either way, it's a lot smoother than the initial build. Doesn't look too bad. It's actually a lot simpler, and I like it. So here's number 7. I guess the top and the middle, well, definitely the top is going to be delayed because of the downward redstone of the pistons. And then we're back to 0. And that's all. That is it in a nutshell. I hope you folks have enjoyed. Alright guys, if you've enjoyed this tutorial and you like the 7-segment display and its derpy little derp factor it has in the loading of the display, drop a like down below, leave a comment, you know, post a suggestion of what you would like to see this used for. If you want to see cool ideas of where to, you know, where one of these would be cool to have, I might think of a few. Until next time, bye.